Well, welcome, Vern, to a very special edition of Mercruiser Farms here today. Today is the lake day. As you can see, we're not at the lake, but it's a lake day because ordinarily we would be at the lake, but we had a malfunction here. So we are preparing to fix the lake mobile so we can go back to the lake, because I look like I've been in the lake. I'm soaking wet, but I'm not even near a body of water. So got me one of them new wide angle lenses. Vern, what do you think about that, huh? Hey, Vern. So it's supposed to be a wide angle lens. We got another regular angled lens up there. We got our AC system set up over here. This is the little Ryobi from Nairobi, and she puts out water out of that bucket. Turn your pump on down there, and boom, you got air conditioning. That is a poor man's portico right there. So what we got going here, we are going to remove a Mercruiser Mercury 4-stroke 60 horsepower lower unit. We had this one lock up on us here, so we're going to show you just how easy it is to really pull this thing off here. Of course, we got our new one here. This is brand new. Well, it's remanufactured, and that came from U.S. Boat Products. So we'll show you that box here in a minute. But we got all our stuff here. We got our new prop wrench here, Vern. Fits a variety of propellers. We got our gear oil for the lower unit. We got our new propeller nut, which wound up being the wrong size, and we got our vent cap seals for the oil fill, and a new propeller nut retainer. A little paint for the lower unit. You're going to need a good set of muffs here to flush your motor and crank it up when you get done, and new prop here today. So here we go. We already got our little handy dandy Mercruiser lower unit stand that we fabricated for other boats. There's another old turd sitting out there. We've had her apart before. That's old V8 350 in that one. But today we're working on a little outboard here, and we're going to show you, yes you, Vern, even Vern can replace his lower unit. All you're really going to need here, we're going to get our 5/8 wrench and go over here. Now there's 5 bolts. You got to, of course, take your trim tab off, and let's go over here and get another view. I'm going to get you put up on my head here so you can see better, and I can have 2 hands. So we'll be right back, Vern. Here on your lower units, on this Mercury anyway, you got 5 bolts that hold it in. You got 1, 2 here. You got 1, 2 here. We already got some of them out. And we've already had this off, but we're just I put it back in to show y'all how it comes out. And then there's a 5th one under your trim tab here. That goes up there like that. See here? Take that one out. Set that to the side here. Take this one out. Always go ahead and remove the prop just so it's out of the way. You have to bend them tabs back on the nut retainer and then take that nut off. Now, with 1 bolt holding it in, I'm going to raise it up just a little bit, because there's a big old shaft. It's about that long. See it right here? This shaft right here. It's got to come out of there, so you want enough room between you and the ground to be able to do that. So luckily this one has a broken skeg, so we are good on clearance, but the new one is not going to be like that. So now you want to hold it. get this one out of there. This is the only thing holding it in. Once you get that out, you're ready to drop it. Now, you want to make sure you're in neutral upstairs, okay? So once you do that, it's just going to slide right out, just like that. Now, also up in here will be a water pump tube, okay? And that sits like that, okay? This is imperative that you get this shift collar back on here. This is your water pump. Most of y'all probably know that. That's got the little rubber impeller in there that you're supposed to change out every 2 years. So, and then this is your shift shaft. You want this with the slots down, because if not, it won't go on there. So you want it like that, I believe. And then this is your drive shaft, shift shaft, and that's it on these. You don't have a bellows like a inboard outboard. It's a little less complicated on this. We're gonna have to remove our zinc anodes and reuse this and this. Other than that, we're ready to go. So let's throw this one in the stand. Now, we need to come over here and get our new one out. We've already opened it up here. This is a brand new remanufactured unit from SCI, which is good stuff. I got a SCI reman lower unit on that, or foot on that ski boat. This is from US Boat Works. I sent them my serial number on a Thursday, and by the next week they had this thing built, shipped out from Kansas City on another Friday, and it got to my house on a Saturday. So pretty quick. Not pretty cheap, but pretty quick. So let's set the new one in here. Now, this one's already got the new water pump and everything on here for us. So we're gonna clean this dude up. Make sure it looks good, and it does. We're gonna set that right there. We're gonna also put this guy on here. And we're not gonna put the anodes on yet, because we have got to repaint. We got to paint this foot, this lower unit, once we get her in. So we're just about ready to stab it here. I'm gonna go over here and check a few things, and we'll be right back. Now, we're ready. We got the old one out. We're ready to put the new one in here. We want to get all our bolts, or at least 2 of them, ready here. And a wrench. Now, we've transferred our shift bushing that goes with the slots down, okay? Got that on there. There's already a new water pump. And there's the water pump tube with the flare up, ready to go on there. So we'll put a little spit on there and see what happens here. Now, there is a small hole that you cannot see as you line this up. You want to get it in there, and you'll know in an instant if you got it or not. So it appears that we got it. So now you want to kind of look up in there, make sure everything's lining up. You got to get up there and get on that tube's got to hit exactly. Okay. gonna start a bolt right here, and we still can't get it to go up in there. I may have to bump the shift shaft to get it to go. We don't want to tighten this up because it won't go up in there yet, so we don't want to force anything. We're going to have to do one of two things, maybe both. We're going to have to rock the shift shaft as we push up, and or turn the engine. So we can get those shafts lines to mesh and go in. So we're gonna come over here and try to move this guy, okay? As we're pushing up. Because that shifter, I think it's got something to do with all this problems we're having here. So I think we're in, Vern. Let's go ahead and get another bolt in it. Just to hold it. Okay, just kind of finger tight right now, okay? Now see how the dowel pins went in? There's no gap right here. That's what you're looking for, okay? I stand corrected. Might need that long. Okay, Vern. See what we're dealing with here? Gotta get that washer on there. Just like that. Get this nut on there. This hides under that trim tab. Whoop. Yeah, you knew that was gonna happen, didn't you? That little washer on there. This is a nylon lock nut, so it's gonna be a little tight. Okay. Yeah, you gotta take the trim tab. You gotta take the steering trim tab off, and then that bolt hides underneath it. That's the 5th bolt. So really, I guess there's 6 you gotta take out. We're gonna wipe this down with a little acetone. I grabbed the paint thinner, that's alright. Got a little lacquer thinner. I just want to wipe this old thing down here before we paint it black. Get all the grease off of it. Give her a good wipe down. Get all your fingerprints and oils and greases and stuff from the building process off of there. Get her good and clean. Alright, we'll give that a minute to dry. Alright, well, we got her fancy Mercury Phantom Black enamel spray paint. Authentic black paint for Mercury outboard, sport jets, and Motor Cruiser stone drives, Vern. Fast drying and high gloss. That's what we like at high gloss. So we're gonna make sure we ain't got no dirt or nothing here, Vern. Alright. Just put a light coat on there at first. And we'll come back, put us another coat on there, you know. Boy, that is some good stuff. Make sure you get the bottom of that skeg there, boy. Alright, we're going to let that tack up. Clean our tip out. Let's see what it says here. Directions. Humidity 60% or less. We need the Arkansas version of this paint. Okay, avoid spraying in very windy, dusty conditions. Cover surrounding area. Flash. Okay, here we go. Apply second coat within 1 hour or after 24 hours. Otherwise, the paint might wrinkle or lift. Okay. So we are going to see what time it is. Travis, what time is it? It is 4:04. Okay. So in about 5 o'clock, we'll shoot another coat on. Turn this fan on high. Now, we got our second paint applied here, that marine epoxy, or enamel, that mercury marine enamel. We got all that on there, so it's good and wet right now. So we're going to put this prop on. We're in gear here. Let's try to get it neutral. There we go. There's a good old neutral. Alright. Now, we're going to go over here and get our prop stuff. We've got our 15/16 or 24mm wrench in the handle. That's an Atwood prop wrench set. Works with a variety of propellers here, Vern. So, yep, 9 different sizes. I think it's about 20 bucks. Good, good wrench to keep in the boat with your spare prop in case something happens. And we do have a spare prop. It's right here. It's seen a little better days, but it would get you home if you had to. So, all right, let's put this prop on here. We got our wrench, our retaining locking nut, and the prop. So let's go over here. Now we want to put the thrust washer on there. That goes with the curved side towards the exhaust hole, okay? That goes on there like that. Your prop goes on here like that. This little keeper goes in there first, and this is a nylon locking nut, so it's you won't be able to put it on there by hand all the way down. So we're in neutral. Let's shift it into gear here. we're going to be turning this way, so we want to, yeah, that's the ratchet device. So, okay, that's forward. So, we'll just put this on here without touching our shiny new paint, which it appears we already did. That's okay. I know how to touch it up. Of course, it's better to have a ratchet, but this would get you by on the lake if you're out on the water and had to change your prop. This would get you home, boy. It would get you home. Good thing to have. They're like 20 bucks, and it really won't let you over tighten it. So there's that, and we're just gonna bend these tabs up just a little bit, okay? Just like that. That's all you want to do. Go ahead and let the motor lay over. There you go. Now, that can't back off no matter what happens. So, make sure you go back to neutral. And there you go. So these two are vents. Now when you take these off, every time you take them off, you want to be sure and use a new seal right here. We've got a new package of them right here. This is 6. This is enough for two changes. So always use a new seal on here. Don't reuse them. I've done that before, and I got water in my lower unit on another boat before, so not a whole lot, but just enough to make you worry. So we're going to be sure and use all new seals. But anyway, you take all these out. I can't see that. Okay. Take all 3 of these out and let the oil come out. Yep, that's brand new oil. They shipped it with oil. I didn't know that. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna let that drain and take our seals off. Put some new ones on here. Need to go get some rags. But just let that oil drain out. This would be the same procedure if you're going to change your lower unit oil, which they recommend you do every year, but nobody does it. I usually do it every other year, like a water pump. No more than 3 years. Depends on how much you use your rig too, though. So there's the old ones. We're gonna go get a rag. See, that doesn't look like near enough oil, so they probably just put some in it just to turn it over and stuff, so for assembly. So what you want to do, you want to get your oil kit, and when you fill these up, you fill them up from the bottom up. And the reason you do that is to push any air bubbles or anything that's at the bottom, or that's in there, period. It pushes them up through the top. And that way you don't have any air in there. See, that's definitely not a quart of oil right there, so I'm glad we want to do this. It's some weird looking oil. Okay, this is an adapter for like different outboards or something. We don't need that. So what you want to do is put this guy in there like that. Damn, we kind of screwed up, didn't we? Take that off. Put your adapter in there after it's done running out. It's pretty much done. Oh no, this is good oil. Screw this guy in there real good. Some blue oil, ain't it? It's like almost like race car oil. We're ready now. We got our pump hooked up. We got our vents plugged. And we're going to start pumping. Now you're going to see oil come out of one of these first. I think it's going to come out of this back one. When it starts to come out of that one, you put the plug in. And then keep pumping till it comes out of the next one. Put that plug in. And then I always give her about 3 or 4 more squirts. And then once you put that plug in, it's going to create a vacuum on it and seal it off so that you can pull this out and put the bottom one in without too much oil coming out. Kind of a little gravity defying trick there. So, okay, I was wrong. Comes out of that one first. So we're going to, okay, now it's coming out of both of them. Alright, yeah, that's what I thought. We're going to go ahead and put this one in. Okay. We'll give her a couple more squirts here. Real slow so you don't get air in there, you know. See them bubbles coming out? That's what you want to see. Just a good solid flow of oil there. So we're going to go ahead and put this one in, but we're not going to tighten it up all the way because we want air to be able to get out of there. So 3, 4, and then we tighten her up. Okay, and then that's why you put 5 extra pumps in there, or 4, because a little will come out, but not a lot. Okay, let's get some rags, clean that up, and we're almost ready to crank this thing up here. Don't ever crank one of these up without water on them, really, because it'll burn that. There's a, right in here, inside this shaft there's a rubber impeller in here. It's rubber, and it goes inside of a little metal housing right here. And if there's no water in there, it doesn't take but like that, you know, to burn them up. So always make sure you got water on there. We're gonna put our muffs on here. This hose back here out of the way. Make sure we're covering our screens really good. Okay. Alright, let's go turn a little water on. Now, before we can crank this thing up, we're gonna have to strip some wires out real quick. This won't be no big deal. Okay. And we gotta find the key. Alright, let's go on our way. Let's climb aboard here. Alright, so alright, we're in neutral. It's gonna start, so make sure all our switches are off. Alright, it's running. Let's go back here and make sure we got a stream. We do have a stream. That's what you want to see. a good solid stream there. So that's reverse. Let's put it in neutral. But anyway, that is how you replace the lower unit on your MerCruiser outboard. Yes, sir. Thank you for watching and tuning in to MerCruiser Farms. Hopefully this will be the only edition of MerCruiser Farms this summer. But probably not. So you know what BOAT stands for? Bust out another 1,000, Vern. And we did.